Funny car fans, this one's for you. For the first time ever on the East Coast, Funny Car Chaos. Blast through the gates of Maryland International Raceway. Friday night and Saturday, August 25th and 26th. 40 outlaw funny cars. Yes, 40 are pre-entered for this two-day festival of horsepower, which also features jet funny cars, nostalgia racing, our car show, and much more. Tickets and more info at GoRaceMIR.com. This is the race you've been waiting for. You know what to do. Be there.
It is exactly that. The race the East Coast has been waiting for. I'm Lee Kraft, a.k.a. the Monday Morning Racer. Over there, the voice of CHAOS, David Rattan, the series announcer. We're both in transit to get to Maryland for a merry time with funny cars. David, how do you do, man?
I'm doing really well after a good day on the road. I got a good start. Found a nice place to stop and do a little CHAOS live tonight. You know, not only have the East Coast fans been waiting for CHAOS to come that direction, CHAOS Nation has been waiting for us to come that way too. And so the anticipation from everybody, whether you've been to CHAOS or whether you haven't, whether you've raced in one or whether you've just watched it on Flow. A lot of opportunity for people to get a chance to see it up close and personal this weekend. And I got to tell you, I'm looking at the schedule, and it is going to be wall to wall entertainment. Just a great weekend. I know that I can hardly wait to get there. And so I'll be rolling into the vicinity tomorrow night and get to the track on Friday. But man, qualifying 32 funny cars, and plus we've got the burnouts for Bunny and Bear. They're going to qualify 16. So 48 cars in the first round of just that part of the show. And there's even more to be seen, Lee. It's going to be great.
It is going to be great. And we're going to be at a great place for it. Maryland International Raceway is no stranger to massive drag racing events. They hold annually some of the best drag racing events at that track. And now FCC, Funny Car Chaos, and CHAOS Nation is being slated along with those great events. And if I may say, I think we're going to bring one of, if not the greatest of the events for that track. David, I see it so often on the back end of the Funny Car Chaos social media channels. There is a demand, and in particular, a demand on the East Coast. I see it all the time. Bring it here on the East Coast. Bring it here on the East Coast. Bring it there on the East Coast. They want it, and you're about to get it. So look, if you're like, man, the central part of the country is too far for me, you need to circle Maryland, and you need to get it in this weekend for sure. CHAOS is about to show up.
And show up in force. It really, really is. And, when Maryland International Raceway came calling, they didn't want to one time, let's kind of try it out and see how this thing goes. No, this is the first year of 5 that are slated to be there. Now, don't let that give you any inkling to say, well, I'll just catch it next year. Oh, no. There's only one first time, and 40 cars, 32 cars in the first round, plus all the other items on the card. It really is the place to be. And I've got kind of excited about the weather forecast. After all these triple digits that we've been experiencing, we are going to be coming into at least something of a cool down for those of us that are, from the Great Plains or from Texas and places further south. It's going to be an enjoyable weekend to experience with your friends. And, one of the things that happens at CHAOS, every place we go, people are making new friends and just gravitating towards the competition and the camaraderie that is an integral part of the Funny Car Chaos brand. And so, I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of new people and having a lot of new people come out and experience this special brand of magic that Chris and Tara Graves created back in 2017.
I know that they are excited for it. I announced a couple of years ago at Keystone Dragway a Funny Car National event with the Great Lakes Nostalgia Funny Car Circuit, and many of them were excited and were wanting to participate in a chaos race, but they're like, man, traveling to Texas is a little bit too far. Traveling to a MoCan, as we have coming up, is a little bit too far. Well, it's right in their backyard now, and we are going to get to have so many new funny cars come into the Funny Car Chaos family. Like, David, look, we got to get you down there, and you have got to see John Sergio's, I think that's how you say his last name, Warpath. Oh, my goodness. I love that funny car. And there are so many other great funny cars out there as well. It is going to definitely be a show. But I do want to take the time and mention one of our own. One of the own that has been like to every one of them except one is making the trip. Jordan Ballou, a regular, is going to be showing the newcomers all about chaos and its usual chaotic happenings.
Yeah, I was in contact with Jordan Ballou as they're making their way towards Maryland, just like the rest of us are. And he sent me a picture and said I had to stop in St. Louis. Looks like he's going to try to acquire a monster truck. And I think he was kind of playing about that, but he said he'd have to sell the funny car first. I said, well, don't do that, because we definitely want to have the Ballou Thunder team continue to be a part of Funny Car Chaos Racing, as they have been since the very, very beginning. And so we're anticipating seeing them and all the others. I think there's a half a dozen competitors that have run in Funny Car Chaos before that are going to be at Maryland. But like you were describing, you look at the poster, the pre-race publicity with all of these funny cars on there, and the quality of the machinery, the way these cars are just show ready, and the color and the majesty that is a part of a Funny Car Chaos event or a Funny Car event. It's going to be so exciting to roll into the racetrack and see all those bodies in the air in the staging lanes, and then have them come to life and take on the racetrack 660 feet at a time. Man, I'm just getting giddy all over again thinking about it, because this group of racers from the East Coast area, a lot of them that we haven't had a chance to see before, but we've seen you on social media and we've read about you in the drag racing press. And you're going to get some more of that press, and going to be on Flow Racing as we broadcast this event to our global audience. But this will be really an excellent time to experience some of that magic from the new competitors. Lee, we've talked about it before that so far there have been 181 funny car teams that have raced in Funny Car Chaos competition. Yeah, and so we're going to add over 30 to that list. So we were talking about, could we sneak up on 200? Oh no, we're not going to sneak up on it. We're going to blow right past it. As there's going to be something around 210 funny car teams that will have run in Funny Car Chaos competition after this weekend. So, man, funny cars have always been a huge draw. They've been something that's very special to the fans, from the mid 60s when they evolved to where we are right now. This weekend is one of those dates that we've really been looking forward to. And it kind of goes back to the way it was when I was a kid and before you were a twinkle in your daddy's eye. All the funny car events that were such an integral part of the history of drag racing. We're going to be making some history this weekend, Lee.
Absolutely correct, David. And I love the point that you brought out. Many of these funny car racers, they're used to doing the match racing scene. They're used to booked in type of events, but they're going to get some big time exposure this weekend. There will be a recap on Drag Illustrated. There will be a recap on competitionplus.com. There will be a recap on the Funny Car Chaos channels. It will be streamed live on Flow Racing. Look, those of you running your funny cars in the A, B, C field, whatever it is, this is the one to show out in. We need the long burnouts. We need the theatrics. We need you running the best you've ever ran before. Show yourself off. This is your opportunity.
This is one of those times when if you've been hitting somebody up about perhaps helping you get to get your funny car program to the next level, or just help with getting your car to the next event. And that's so much of it is the exposure that you're just about to receive as we go to Maryland International Raceway for this event. This is going to be something good. We see all the time the creativity of our social media people, our marketing people, as they take the clips from Flow Racing and they put that together. Makes for a good pack. Is that what they call it? Deck. It makes for a good deck to present to your sponsors so that they can really see what your operation is all about. It's going to be fantastic.
It is going to be fantastic. And I do also want to point out, though, Miss Desjardins is not going to be in Maryland. I'm disappointed, Jeanette. Oh, by the way, I went through Chicago last night and I survived. I got on in now to the state of Indiana. So where you at, Jeanette? Where you at? carchicks.com. Check her out. She is at almost every Funny Car Chaos event with great memorabilia that you can check out. David, I think it's guest time.
I think it is. I think for those who are looking for Car Chicks, it's going to be, I think she's going to be at Cordova for the World Series. And we're getting ready to bring on our first guest, a racer who's run Chaos multiple times and a part of the great racing family. So hang in, and right after this, we'll be back with Jagger Naves.
Taylor Motorsports Products is your first stop for quality safety equipment for your car or your driver. All of our safety equipment products are made in our facility in Albany, Oregon. From custom fit fire suits to racing seat belts, supercharger restraints, engine diapers, transmission blankets, and many other must-have items. Our racing history runs deep. We are racers building the finest safety equipment for racers. And we're a proud supporter of the Chaos.
Are you ready to indulge in the RV or marine lifestyle you've always desired? Look no further than Performance Motorcoaches. With our commitment to exceptional customer service and an extensive selection of luxury RVs and boats, we're here to fulfill your dreams. Experience elegance, comfort, and adventure like never before. Stop by the showroom just outside Lubbock, Texas, or shop online 24/7 at performancemotorcoaches.com. Discover the luxury you desire and the service you deserve.
Mr. Naves, welcome to Chaos Live.
Yo, what's happening, fellas?
Hey, we're going heavy on that Mr. there. Man, good to see you. It's great to have you for the first time on Chaos Live. You've missed the opportunity to be on here before, but we could not be more excited about coming to your back door, your neighborhood, and we've got a great race. Now, one of the things that people experience when they come in contact with you, they go, North Carolina, and then you open your mouth and they say, that's the most unusual North Carolinian accent I've ever heard. So how'd you get there, man?
Well, I'm North Carolina by way of Massachusetts. You know, the family started up in the Northeast. New England Dragway was our home track. My father's been running funny cars there since 1986, consecutively till 2023 this year. I ran junior drags up there. And then we moved to North Carolina in 1997. And we've been here ever since. You know, a lot more drag racing down here. You live up north, you might have a couple of tracks, you know, within 8 hours of you. Now I've got 10 tracks within 3 hours of us. So a lot of drag racing in North Carolina, a lot of good tracks down here. And we love it. You know, I'll go up north to visit, but I ain't never moving back there.
Well, I guarantee you, we are happy to have you as your family as part of the Funny Car Chaos family. You know, the first time we got a chance for you guys to be a part of Chaos, I think was year 2 there at Central Illinois Dragway, and you guys were running the Monte Carlo back there. But that was our first exposure to Shooting Star, and boy, it's been a great run ever since.
Yeah, we love the Chaos. You know, that Illinois trip was our first, and we fell in love with Chaos. You know, we don't have to drive 20 plus hours to go racing. We can stay local. But man, we had a blast. You know, me and Dad absolutely loved it. My mother loved it. Our crew loved it. We've met a lot of new guys, a lot of new teams. We didn't know half the teams that we were going to run with And now we're pretty close with a bunch of them. So really excited to run Chaos. We just have a blast. People ask us how crazy we are. I'm like, well, we're drag races. None of us make good financial decisions. Might as well spend $1,500 in fuel.
Yeah, we were talking about the run. It's kind of a role reversal this weekend, as some of us are putting the miles in that you guys normally put in, and your family is on a quest to reach, what is it, 100 drag strips eventually, and you're in the 80s now, right?
Yep. I think Dad's at 88 right now, so we're close. We can't give up now. We've got 12 more tracks to hit before my father hangs up his helmet. He's got a very long career. I've been there the entire way with him, my mother, my family, and to see him hit 100 tracks is going to be amazing. And he's got the hardware to do it now. He's got 2 new hips, so there are no excuses at this point. He's like RoboCop, but in a race car. So hopefully we'll hit that 100 tracks, in the next few years. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to happen.
Oh, I have no doubt that it's going to happen. And you guys, you're now into the 3rd generation of racers, right?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Dad started with the funny car, had numerous cars before then, but he ran the funny car. And then me and my siblings started junior dragster racing in 1993. We actually qualified for the NHRA, the very first junior dragster nationals at Indy. I think that was 93 or 94. And now my son, he's been a driver for a decade. He is getting ready to age out this year, which kind of sucks. It was really strange putting all his stuff up for sale. But he's 18, and we just brought him to college, so he ages out this year. But my nephew drives, and my 2 nieces, Graciana and Emily. So to have 3 generations is amazing. Not just 3 generations, but 3 generations that are running at the exact same time. It's awesome. It really is.
So earth-shaking entertainment is another one of the things that you and your family are known for, and especially on the East Coast and down south. A lot of times there are earth-shaking entertainment events that are promoted, and that's you doing that, right?
Yeah. We used to run with a few different promotions back in the day. Southern Fuel Coops was one of them, and when they decided to get out of the promotions game, I hit him up and asked him if he'd be all right with me starting to book things. I was young. I think I was probably 24. It was 20 years ago. I mean, we've been going for 20 years now, booking cars. It started in Georgia for our very first race with Dad and Charlie Gambino. I think Tony Canoy was there. And it has spread ever since. We've booked shows down from Florida all the way to New Hampshire. We've set track records all over the East Coast, from Epping down here in North Carolina. It's been awesome. But we book extreme blown altitudes, funny cars, nitro cars, alcohol cars, wheel standards, jet cars. We're kind of the one-stop shop for anybody who needs an exhibition event. They call us with either a budget, or they tell me the type of show that they're looking for as far as what vehicles they want there, and we put it all together. It's pretty great for the track to be able to just depend on one person. It's one contract. It's one contact. They don't have to go out there and contact all the vehicles and teams by themselves. And we've got a pretty good name, and it starts with Naves. It starts with Naves and not Jagger, for sure. A lot of people know the last name. They know the last name's no joke, and they've been around forever. And they expect, they got expectations of me, and just for being Dad's son, and they get what they expect. I really enjoy booking events. It's not an easy thing anymore, but I really enjoy doing it. And whenever I can do it with my dad, obviously, is amazing. So we earth-shaking entertainment, hopefully we're here to stay. Like I said, 20 plus years now. I'm just thinking about that. I'm thinking how old I'm getting.
And another thing that you guys do, hero cards for people as part of your program.
Yeah. We started doing hero cards. I started doing hero cards. Never professionally trained. I just wanted to make some hero cards for Dad that didn't cost $500. You know what I mean? So we started messing around with some software, and we came out with something that's pretty good. And then over the years, it's just kind of the quality's come around, and thanks to Chris Graves. I mean, he sends a lot of business my way now. I enjoy doing them. I don't make much money off of them at all. I make enough to bring my wife out for a good dinner, for spending all these hours on the computer putting these things together. But I really think it's great for the classes, funny cars, extreme blown altitudes, front engine dragsters. We do them all for these guys. And it's great to see the level of professionalism that little thing brings. outside of the great looking vehicle, the great looking rig, the great looking uniforms, to have something that you can pass out and autograph for the fans is a big deal. It's one of those little things that really make your team look professional. So we're happy to do it.
That's great. And part of the racing program this weekend is burnouts for Bunny and Bear, and you guys have got almost 24 cars entered for that particular program. You're going to qualify 16, and you got what kind of cars are going to be racing in that?
We've got extreme blown Alteds running on both nitro and alcohol. We've got front engine nostalgia dragsters running also on both nitro and alcohol. We've got A competition coupes, and I've got one rear engine dragster. He was an invite by me, Bruce Mullins. Beautiful car, but I really wanted some folks in the race that actually got to run side by side with Bunny. The list gets shorter and shorter as the years go on now. But Bruce Mullins was there for more than a decade with us running with Bunny. So I'm really stoked to have him part of the show too. But some names like Ken Hall. I mean, Hall goes back like Burkett and Naves does. They had a father running Harry. He ran these extreme blown Alteds and funny cars at Shenandoah. So we got some great teams coming out. None of them have been a part of a CHAOS deal before. So to be able to bring them to a CHAOS event, I'm really proud of that fact. To have so many folks to be part of this CHAOS deal is going to be amazing. So we're really excited. Me and Laura both.
And this is going to be competition, not just match racing. Is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of outside my wheelhouse. Earth Shaking Entertainment normally gets booked in to make 2 passes and then go home. But with the CHAOS competition, I thought it was important to bring a little bit of a competition atmosphere to the event. So instead of just booking a few cars, we reached out to some folks, and by the grace of God, we had some unbelievable sponsors step up to the plate, and we were able to raise enough money to put on. It's not a huge purse show, but it's enough to have some folks come out, put a little bit of money in their pocket. But we are going to qualify 16. Right now, we've got 22 cars pre-entered. The top 16 that'll qualify. We've got an A field and a B field. We're going to run 2 qualifiers, one on Friday, one on Saturday. And then we'll get into eliminations right behind CHAOS. So it's going to be an awesome event. Between us and CHAOS, I mean, we have a ton of pretty badass pro cars. It's going to be really exciting. We got some heavy hitters too. Dan Pettinato, he's run 380s with that unbelievable nitro Alta that he has. We've got a couple of really strong players that are going to be part of this. So we'll just see how it works out. This CHAOS deal coming to MIR, they've never seen air like they're going to see this weekend. It's damn near at sea level at MIR. So some of these guys oh God, the kid doing the dry hops. These
Jordan
guys.
Ballou.
There we go, Ballou. I told him if he makes them, I'll give him $100 cash to help him with the gas tank. But Ballou's probably never seen air like this, so we might see some career ETs out of that kid.
That's entirely possible. Yeah, being down at sea level, that's certainly something that a lot of our racers have not seen. And now you had some sponsors, you said, that stepped up to make this dream kind of come true.
Yeah, absolutely. The presenting sponsor for this event is Jim Gould with the Frederick Line X. He was the very first to jump on board and said, "Hey, listen, I got to be a part of this event. How do I become the presenting sponsor?" So Frederick Line X, we really appreciate them coming on board. They were the first, and they also brought the Sunshine Fund, which is a great group. You need to look them up. It's an amazing organization. We got Jerry Medic Jr. He won't be there with us this weekend, but Redline Motorsports Media. Urban Racing. A lot of the race car drivers jumped on board. They just wanted to help make this event a great one. Warren Sasson with Warren Design and Build. Skelton, the dragster driver, he came on board with his MPG company that gets everybody great gas mileage in their diesel motors. DeVita Family Racing. Automan Jr., which is one of my favorites. James Libby. The Automan Jr. is for those guys who hate to take off that belt off that secondary on the junior dragster. It's a pain in the ass. And this Automan Jr. basically puts the car in neutral for us. So at just a press of a button that puts it in neutral, another button puts it back in drive, so you never have to take the belt off all day. It's a great sponsor there. Gary Palinkas, Gary's Carts. They've been supplying golf carts to the Pro Mod world and the NHRA world for years. They came on board. Bradley Gray with his Blown Mafia Motorsports. He'll be there this weekend with his big rig. It's absolutely gorgeous. And he's bringing 3 show cars along with him My mother, Kimberly Naves, Shooting Star Motorsports, she donated to the cause. We've got Steve Lasore with Steve's Fast Fuels. He's been around for decades. His father owned the business prior to him. He's going to bring a 55-gallon drum of methanol that we're going to give out to one lucky participant. Jack Armstrong, Smoky Bones Racing. They're funny car drivers. Bob and Linda Hill, they came on board to help us out. Bunny was really was invested into Linda's care when she was going through her own cancer treatment. Kraus Brothers Racing, A&E Transmission, Mike Tobacco from here in North Carolina. We've got the Hoops Fire Prevention Incorporated. Jessica Eastburn came on board. That was an amazing sponsorship for us. Travis Waterman, he was a crew member for Bunny for years. Sassy Racing Engines, they came on board. John Cad from up north. There's a lot of racing tractors, but he came on board for this Bunny event. Good Vibrations, obviously over there on the West Coast, but they decided to help out this event because Bunny meant so much to so many. Steve Wasucker, Custom Performance Coating. Mark Lyons with the Right Mechanical Services. Steve Musser with Penn Grade Oil, representing Rocky Roxlow. We got Jesse Pritchett with J&J Pritchett Customs. Unbelievable airbrush artist. And he's from the Maryland area. He'll be on hand this weekend. And we got Billy Herman. What happened with Billy is we got together and I said, hey, you want to be a part of this event? And he said, I tell you what, I'll do one better. I will give up a brand new $2,500 custom one-piece SFI 20 fire suit. So that is also going to be given away to a participant. That's an amazing prize, along with that Penn Grade Oil. We're going to have 5 cases of that to give away. So those sponsors are really made this thing happen for us. Frederick Linex, again, jumping on board. It's going to be a great, great racing weekend for us, and we couldn't have done it without all of them.
Man, that is some great support, and we want to add our tip of the hat to the sponsors and people that have helped you to bring this Burnouts for Bunny and Bear. The history, the heritage of drag racing. There's a big chapter for Bunny Riquette, and she did phenomenal things, not only on the East Coast, but she was big time all over the place. And I know that your family has got history with Bunny that probably makes this just a little bit more special.
Absolutely. Right after Bunny passed, Bunny's family, we've been racing with Bunny for 30 years. And she, when I say family, people toss it around, but Bunny really was family. We love the entire family, her husband, Mo, her daughters. And then, we lost Bear this year, which was a terrible loss as well. But, when Bunny passed, I immediately reached out to Royce Miller with MII and said, hey, listen, we've got to do a tribute race. Anything I can do to help, reach out, let me know what you need from me and we'll make it happen. And then he said, listen, let's bring a show. I'll give you all the space you need. As many folks that want to come can come. And we put on that very first Burnouts for Bunny event 3 years ago. And it was amazing. We got rained out last year. This year, it's really come back on strong again. Like I said, we've got 22 pre-entered right now. The family is very appreciative for what all the drag races and sponsors have done. We were able to 3 years ago help finance the we'll call it the rehabilitation of Bunny's championship-winning funny car. Is that the body was repainted to look just like it was originally. It sits atop the concession stand. If anybody hasn't been to MII, it's pretty impressive to look up and see Bunny's championship funny car just dangling right above your head. It's an amazing thing to look at. It's a great thing to take some photos with. Bunny is so rich in history. She's loved by so many. She was the first one at the racetrack, and she was absolutely the very last one to leave. She would not leave a racetrack if it was blistering cold and pouring rain until that last autograph was signed. I learned so much from Bunny, not just about the sport, but about the business aspect of it as well. When you tell somebody you're going to do it, you do it. You don't screw over anybody in this business. You're as professional as you can be. And, I learned all that from Bunny. We miss her greatly. We're very excited to have this event in her name and in Bear's name. Bear was family of Bunny's forever, basically. He was on their crew forever. He was a mainstay on her team. If you saw Bunny, you saw Bear. Bear back in the day was the man women wanted and the man guys wanted to be. He was the light when he walked into a room. He's an amazing guy. We still have his son, LB. He'll be racing this weekend at Funny Car Chaos with one of Bunny's funny cars. I think he's driving the Dodge Avenger bodied funny car. So it's really, really exciting. Now, we also lost Ivy, Bear's brother, about 2 or 3 weeks after he passed. So the family really took a heavy hit in a short period of time, and they'll all be out there this week. We've got the Pritchetts coming. We've got the Burketts coming. So it's going to be an amazing event for a lot of families. So be sure to stop, give the family a hug, let them know that you appreciate them coming out, because I know they appreciate us coming out.
That sounds great, and the spirit lives on, the legend lives on, and it's carried on. The traditions are carried on by you and folks like you that really want to help make sure that memory does live on. I think that probably a really popular thing to do on social media at this race this weekend will be, since you mentioned it, will be people doing selfies in front of the Bunny Burkett funny car body. That's I think there will probably be a lot of those, and what a great spot, what a great thing to do in celebration of her life and of this event. So I think that's going to be one of the big things that happens there. Well, Jagger, man, we can't thank you enough for being on and for all the work that you put in to bring this event to the fans and to bring it to the people. And so thank you for all the stories, all the information that you've shared. And man, we want to wish you and your family great things as this weekend goes on. I know you're going to be busy with more than one thing on your plate, but I can't wait to see you and shake your hand and see you when you get there. Thank you so much for being on.
No, I appreciate you guys having us. RNGK sponsored, Psychonaut Cannabis Company sponsored Funny Car is going to be in the thick of it with Funny Car Chaos. We've run it up the last 2 Chaos events we've been to. So really excited to be there with Dad. I do have the hats to wear this weekend, but please stop by, say hello, take some photos together. Let's have a great time together. We really appreciate you guys coming to the East Coast, and I'm looking forward to seeing each and every one of you this weekend. Oh, I want to give a quick shout out as well to the East Coast Fuelers. They've been a huge help as well. They brought about 6 or 7 front engine dragsters and altereds. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the East Coast Fuelers as well. So we've got really 3 promotions working together, and you don't see that a lot in drag racing. You don't see that a lot in any sport. But we've got 3 great promotions: Funny Car Chaos, Earth Shaking Entertainment, and the East Coast Fuelers all working together to make this happen. So again, thank you to them. And again, I really appreciate you guys having us. Hopefully next time on Chaos, I'll be here because I did something in my own funny car, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right. That is great. That's a great word. And we're looking forward to it. The shooting star, knocking on the door.
That's right.
Couple of runner-up finishes. And there's a spot on the list that I think Bill Naves would fit just right on there. And shooting star is a Funny Car Chaos winner. Hey, man, thanks. We'll see you day after tomorrow.
That's right. Have a good night. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, Jagger Naves. We'll be right back after these words from some of the folks that help us to make it happen for you.
Spell Paving Services provides professional customer service and performance for your next industrial or large-scale private paving project. From parking lots, roads and driveways, to seal coat, chip seal, concrete and asphalt, there's no job too big for the team at Spell Paving Services. Serving a 500-mile radius from Dallas-Fort Worth, Spell Paving Services has you covered. Call 214-384-3056 to get a competitive quote today and tell them the Chaos sent you.
Well, that Naves bunch is a cool bunch, and we're also going to be interacting with a whole lot of the cool bunch there at Maryland International Raceway. I went to Southern Fuel Coupe promotion races as a teenager when I was in the junior dragsters. I think they came to Ware Shoals a couple of years in their season. So I knew Naves and them before I ever knew them. It's pretty interesting how drag racing kind of weaves in and out in life when you're in it and participating in it. So yeah, they know what they're doing. That is a fact. And you just, when there's that much to talk about, you can guarantee that there was a ton of work done behind the scenes by Jagger and his family and all the people that are going to be bringing this event to us this weekend. So many racers. I mean, they have got their cars ready. They're in the trailer. They're going to be heading towards the track tomorrow or at the latest Friday. And
I'm telling you what, race fans, make sure that you've got the smart device charged. And if you're somebody that uses a camera still, man, have all that there, because the opportunity to see an incredible array of dragsters and funny cars and altereds and jets and sportsman cars. I think there's even pro mods going to be there. I mean, this is one of those things. It's kind of a drag racing nirvana, is what we're going to experience, there at Mechanicsville, Maryland this weekend. So we've got a couple of folks that are going to be racing there. A couple more folks that are going to be racing there. They're going to be our next guests, and we're going to have them tune in, come in just a moment. Lee, are we doing a break first, or are we bringing them on right now?
Well, we'll take a break, but let me set it up a little bit.
Okay.
Chris and Krista, they have a pair of funny cars that look quite similar as a husband and wife duo, and they're an interesting group because Krista, she'll do backup duties, but yet she'll drive as well, and oftentimes beats poor Chris. But Chris, when Krista isn't in the field, oftentimes he's the winning funny car. And I'd have to say, of the East Coast funny car events, he's won the big one there at Keystone Dragway, that event. So this individual, he's a heavy hitter rolling into this Funny Car Chaos East Coast rendition this weekend. So you want to keep your eye out on these two. And by the way, it's also just a pleasure to have Krista, because she doesn't like getting on camera, but she's about to be on camera live here on Funny Car Chaos Live.
If you can race it, chances are we make a piston or connecting rod for it. Oh, we have about 4,000 to 5,000 different part numbers on the shelf for connecting rods and pistons. So about half of what we sell comes right off the shelf, and the other half is custom-made parts. I am a firm believer in distribution and everybody getting their cut, doing their job, and getting rewarded for it. So we'll see how that goes in the future.
And there they are, Chris and Krista, with a spectacular pinball collection. Wow!
Yeah, that's our other obsession.
Yeah, a lot of problems.
How are you?
How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing great. Welcome to Chaos Live. We're excited to see both of you, and almost as excited as we are to see you racing on Friday and Saturday. So thanks for taking the time and accepting the invitation to be on Chaos Live. You guys have been traveling quite a bit here lately, have you not?
Yeah, we're pretty busy. We do about 15, 16 of these 8-car match races usually. I think we've had maybe 2 weekends off since May. But nothing like we're doing this weekend. Mostly small shows, mixed in with like a thrill show or a nostalgia day, that kind of stuff.
You guys have got almost twin Monzas, and there's a lot of folks that really like that Monza style. And is there a story? There for why you guys are so into Monzas?
Not really. We bought the car she's driving originally, and basically it became outdated. We were going faster than a cert would be allowed to run it. And, we liked it so much and we were kind of attached to it. We built a brand new one to match it, and then we updated hers eventually anyway and brought that back out anyway. So it all, it wasn't intentional, but, it just kind of worked out that way.
Well, it's a lot of times like you're seeing double, you have to look a little bit closer to see the difference between the first words there. But, I, as a guy who follows racing and has for a long time, I've seen you guys, and I've seen the videos, the YouTubes, and all that kind of stuff. And you guys are always front and center. So it doesn't surprise me that you said you guys attend quite a few races. Now, funny cars probably weren't your first venture into the racing world, or was it?
No, I started with street cars like most people. Ended up with a fuel-injected 71 Nova, ended up with a blower on it, that kind of stuff. And then we started going to funny car reunions at Englishtown, which was a pretty big event out here. And it was kind of the beginning of the Nostalgia Funny Cars having their own event. And, kind of fell in love with, hey, this isn't top alcohol or big show stuff. This is kind of within our grasp. This is something we could do. And ended up buying a car that was running at the funny car reunions, and ended up becoming her car. And, it just kind of evolved from that. In the beginning, we were just doing 2 shows a year. We're going to Englishtown and Maple Grove, and that was basically all there was. There wasn't a lot of match racing for these kind of cars, 20 years ago. And it kind of evolved to, we have something going on almost every weekend now.
Makes for a busy season, and you just got back from north of the border.
Yeah, we did Grand Bend on Saturday night. We made 3 passes on a Saturday night at Grand Bend, and then drove through the night for a Sunday afternoon show at Island Dragway, which is our home track right down the street from us. So, that was an interesting one. We didn't sleep for about 2 days, and we ran 2 cars at Island on top of that. We ran 1 car on Saturday night. We had a buddy of ours tow the second car to Island and met us there with that. And
Don't recommend to do it every weekend.
That's a little taxing, even though you're young and energetic and it's a lot of fun. There can be a limit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was pretty close to it.
Well, I hope you've had a chance to rest enough that this weekend will certainly be taxing with 3 qualifiers and hopefully 3 rounds of eliminations for each of you if everything goes just right, and with 32 spots open. Now, are you running both cars this weekend, or is it just one?
No, we're gonna bring both.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I thought I had seen that on the poster, and so we'll get a chance to see both of those. Now, you guys run the supercharged big block Chevy powered machines, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
All right. You're going to be in good company. There's a lot of our racers that they still run the big block Chevys. You're going to get a chance to line up with some other cars, just about anything that you could imagine. As there's no rules on what powertrain combination you can use, but so you guys normally run, what is it, quarter mile on a 690 index? Is that one of the series that you run?
Yeah, the Great Lakes series we run with is a 690 index. I would say the majority of our events are kind of run however you want. Since they're match races, we run within, I would say our comfort zone as far as, go quick but don't hurt it type of mentality. But we've been very successful with the 690 Great Lakes stuff. We have a good combo for that index.
All right. What are you anticipating running 660 this weekend?
Depending on how hot it is, in the conditions, I haven't really looked that far. But, we normally would run in the 430s in the 8th. We normally, a good run for us is a 670 in the quarter. So it usually works out to be on a 430 something in the 8th.
All right. You're going to be right in the thick of the competition. And I know you're looking forward to that. So the Insanity name, is that wasn't what was on the car when you bought it and you just adopted that? It actually was? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Insanity was.
Total Insanity.
Yeah, we added the temporary when we put her on board with the other car.
He actually named it and surprised me with the name.
Yeah, she was licensing it when we brought the car out and she was licensing in it. It still said Total Insanity because that was what we ran it as, and then I wanted to make sure this was something she was going to do, before I put a bunch of time and money into it, obviously. So when I saw she was going to do this and she was going to commit herself to it, I lettered the car up as Temporary Insanity and put it in the trailer before she even knew it. And we unloaded at the track for some more license runs, and boom, Temporary was on the side of it. So she didn't know it was me Temporary Insanity until it was already Temporary Insanity.
So Krista, was when you got the funny car, I'm guessing that was a happy surprise. You had done some racing before and you're getting to step into that one now?
No, I actually had never driven or raced anything before the funny car. So
wow.
I don't know how long ago it was. 2011 is when he decided to build a new car. and he asked me if I wanted to try it. So he took me to like a drag racing experience thing where you drive like a 10-second dragster. And I tried it, liked it. So he put an injected motor into the funny car at first, just to kind of, get my feet wet with it and make sure that I was going to want to do it. And then I drove that for about 9 years injected before we put the supercharger on it.
And you like the extra speed with the supercharger, is that right?
Oh yeah, I would have liked to have been, before he did it. I mean, I asked him for years, can you please put the blower on the car? Please put the blower on the car. It took a while. I know it's a lot of work for him. So finally 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, we switched, and it's been awesome ever since.
Well, I like that confidence that your husband has in you. I have a similar story. It didn't exactly go quite that well. My wife and I, when we first got married, we were going to go to the mountain and do a little snow skiing. And I was like, oh yeah, you can do it. Let's just go to the top of the mountain instead of taking ski lessons. That didn't work out quite so well. So I'm glad that your confidence was rewarded, Chris.
Yeah.
So I know you guys race an awful lot. You probably don't have an awful lot of time to keep up with everything else going, but CHAOS coming to town, and there's been a lot of conversation about when are you coming to the East Coast, and here we are. Is this something that you guys were enthusiastic about before the announcement? Or
Sure. We went to the first couple of Dallas races just to spectate. So we follow. We follow all of our Chevy brothers. Jordan and Wayne Hoffman's a buddy of ours up here, and Stringer. We pay attention to those guys, and everybody obviously. But we're fans of the CHAOS. Even though we don't participate, I'm not gonna lie. We look at the qualifying sheets when you guys are done. We're like, hey, we would have landed in the B field. We would have landed in the C field. That's, as racers, that's what you do, right? So, it'd be neat. We've never really been in an elimination type of race. Almost everything we do is either, just make your runs and go home, or Chicago style where, everybody's running both rounds anyway. So it's been neat to, go through eliminations and win. We got to get the car ready to go another round. We never really been in that situation. So it'll be a different change of pace for us. Pretty cool.
That will be different, and I think you'll find that you probably like it, particularly the more rounds you go. But in the thick of the battle, that adrenaline really gets up. It's not like there's a shortage of adrenaline just doing what you do on the match racing. But when there's 2 hours between that last run and getting up there for the next run because you won, that gets your heart pumping at a different level, I think. So I hope you guys get to experience that. And from everything that I hear from you, you guys are so well thought of by everybody in the funny car contingent up in the Northeast. And so the chance to talk with you guys tonight and hear your story and getting the chance to meet you guys at the driver meeting, or if not before, on Friday, that's going to be great. Now, there's a lot of cars that you guys normally race with, and they are, they can't all be on the show before we go to this race, but there's several of these racers that you guys run with on the regular. Who are some of those racers that the fans ought to be looking for, in addition to Insanity?
I mean, we regularly run with about, I would say, about a third of the guys on your list there. The Sweetmans, the Sergios, the Stambas. I hate leaving people out because I don't have the poster in front of me, but there's a lot of people that we run with. Cody Helger with the Dazed and Confused. All great quality teams that we race with every week, and it's going to be neat to see where we all stack up. Up on the qualifying sheet and the ladders and stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So Lee alluded to you winning that very famous race at Keystone, the Funny Car Nationals up there. Take us back to that and kind of relive it for us so that we can get a sense of the magic, because that's a huge deal. That everybody knows that's a huge deal. So Tell us what that was like.
I mean, you know, that's for the group we run with the Great Lakes group. You know, that's the pinnacle race that he has that Denny runs for the year, and we've been pretty lucky. I think we've won it 3 times. Right?
Well, you've won it.
I won it 3 times. Yeah. So we've been very, very lucky with that one. You know, that's it's something we really try to bring our A game for, just like, you know, like the CHAOS weekend, we want to bring our A game for these big events. You know, and that's, I don't really know what else to say as far as, you know, that's, I don't know what to say. That's what we strive for, you know?
Before he runs, he always says, okay, I'm pulling for a 690 or 691. And he literally gets it on the dot every time. It's almost like it's meant to be. It's crazy.
Well, that's something in our racing. You've got whatever field you qualify for. There will be, if it's not the A field, then there will be a cap, an index, 0.2 quicker than the number 1 qualifier. So you could always shoot for, you know, 19 under. And if you're always able to pull that number out, that probably would bode well for your chances.
Uh-huh.
And qualifying 32, man, this is going to be great fun. Now you've raced at Maryland before?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, with the Great Lakes group, and then
the bunny race.
Jagger's event with the bunny race a
Yeah.
few years ago. We supported that one, and it's a great track. The problem with a great track is all the fast guys are going to be fast. They're going to be faster than us. You know, our specialty are the smaller tracks, you know, that might be tricky to get down, and we'll usually go right down them. But MIR is that's a national event caliber track, and you know, these high horsepower cars are going to go fast. You know, so it's going to be a challenge, but we're looking forward to it.
Oh, we're definitely looking to see some cars go deep into the 3-second zone.
Absolutely.
However, we're qualifying 32, so, and there's 8 cars per field. So that's one of the things that makes this so special and so much fun, is that, you know, it doesn't matter if you qualify number 24, you got a chance to win the event. And that's one of the things that the fans love, the racers love. Can't wait to meet you guys, and I really want to say thanks. You got some people that help you get from race to race and help you with your supporting your racing operation that you'd like to recognize?
I mean, we have our normal crew, Frank and Marcia, are out chasing their dream out on Bonneville and doing their land speed and stuff. They won't be joining us this weekend, but they're an excellent, you know, group of people that help us every weekend most of the time. But no, this weekend we're relying on friends at the track. You know, I'll be towing a car down, she'll be towing a car down, and we're showing up by ourselves. And but that doesn't stop us from having our friends help us in the staging lanes and getting bodies dropped down and backed up and whatever we need to get done. So you know,
it's kind of just me and him.
Yeah. You know, we're out here in the driveway loading cars, and we show up at the track. And you know, last couple weeks ago, we're up in Canada, and I'm tapping guys on the shoulder in the water box, saying, "Here, I'm going to hand you this body pole." And that's just kind of how it works out sometimes. You know, when we have great friends with the other teams, and they always have our back in the staging lanes and getting cars turned around for us. And but you know, I would say half the events we go to, it's just her and I rolling through the gates, and we make it happen.
Well, I'm certain from previous experience that if you need some help, there'll be somebody in CHAOS Nation that would be willing to step up and give you an assist, a lot or a little. And boy, you guys have established kind of a new definition for ambition. 2 people running 2 funny cars. That's pretty incredible.
Or stupidity, whatever you want to call it.
I'm going to go with ambition. You can call it what you want to. Well, again, thanks for tuning in. I know that there's a lot of people in CHAOS Nation that are looking forward to meeting you and seeing you perform, whether they're able to come to the racetrack or whether they're watching on Flow Racing. And we wish you the very best and hope that this weekend is one of those for the books in the best way possible. And again, thanks for being a part of CHAOS Live, and we look forward to adding your name to the roster of the people that have run in Funny Car Chaos. thank y'all for being a part of the show tonight. And we'll see you Friday.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you. Thank
We'll
you
see you
for
then.
having us. See you Friday.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there they are, Chris and Krista Massarella, and the temporary insanity and the total insanity. Now you kind of get an idea of maybe why they stuck with the name Total Insanity. Two people running two funny cars. Hey, that is definitely ambition. So we're going to take one more break, and we'll be right back to wrap it up with this episode of CHAOS Live.
Larice Motorsports Insurance offers drag racers the broadest insurance policies in the industry. Larice Motorsports Insurance was created by racers for racers. Larice insures race cars on and off the track, trailers and equipment. Larice even pays racers contingencies at the fling bracket races. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Larice Motorsports Insurance today.
Yes, David, here lately I've been thinking to myself, man, being dedicated and being dumb look a lot alike. And insanity and stupidity and all those things look a lot alike, it seems like. But I will say, Chris and Krista, not only are they going to be certainly added to the roster of those that have competed, they very well might be added to the roster of Funny Car Chaos winners. They know how to get it done.
That seems obvious, and we will anticipate their best performances along with all of these other people that are coming to make a showing at CHAOS there at Maryland International Raceway.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what Svengali will do. We have not seen that car that much this year, but when we have seen it, well, it won, and it's going to another big event. And another first in CHAOS. It won the first double out there and in the field that it was in, and now it's going to be in Funny Car Chaos competition at a first. So, Mr. Gifford, is that correct?
Right. That's right, Jimmy. You remember we had Jim Gifford on CHAOS Live, and he was telling us about that Svengali funny car of his. They built it to run way into the sixes, like consistent 360s and even 350s. And so Jagger talking about sea level and, of course, the caliber of track that Maryland International Raceway is. He probably drew up that 350 concept with Maryland International Raceway in mind as one of the places where that can happen. So, will he be 370s, 360s, 350s? We don't know, but we know that that was his objective. And you don't have to hang around Jim Gifford very, very long to figure out that he knows what he wants, and he typically goes and makes it happen. So that would be one of your provisional favorites for the low ET number one qualifier. Not that he's the only one by any stretch of the imagination. This is there's some big guns coming to Maryland International. So if like anybody needs any additional inspiration to get to the races, there's plenty of it. And there's another one right there. Yeah.
Yes. I think of DJ Cox, perennial championship contender in the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series in Top Alcohol Funny Car. He'll be rolling into the premises at Maryland International Raceway, which is like right down the street for him. I mean, I'm so glad he's going to be there, but it's really a home race. And it's going to be interesting to see what he is able to do, because he's had a rough year on the NHRA alcohol side of things. As a matter of fact, the last time I saw him in competition, something happened with the crank, and they were like, we're out of parts. We've heard a lot of stuff, and we're going home, and haven't seen him since. So he's going to be probably getting warmed up for some U.S. Nationals action, but definitely catching the biggest East Coast show in Funny Car Chaos Goes East.
Yeah, that's right. And then another racer that we want to keep an eye on is going to be that American Outlaw, Alan Middendorf, as they continue to bring that nitro car out on a limited schedule. But hopefully he and Jake have got that thing ready to rumble for some great performances here this weekend.
It is going to be big. Big. And remember, get your crab cakes. Just saying.
I've been instructed, be sure and get your crab cakes. It's been a long time since I've been to Maryland, and if it came to the food, I would have been back many times. But it's just a long way. But oh my goodness, the crabs, and not just the crab cakes, but the whole experience. The last time I was there, it was wonderful, and I hope I get a chance to experience some more of that this time. It's going to be great, Lee.
It is. It is. David, before we end Chaos Live, there is some Nitro Chaos news that rolled out today, and it's eclipsing, if you will.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is the announcement of double start to the 2024 Chaos season, with both Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos in action. And another part of that news was that we're not starting the season in 2024 until April. Oh my gosh, that's 6 months without chaos. Can we handle it? I don't know if we can. We'll have to make sure we get that Flow Racing subscription up to date so we can go 6 months without chaos and make sure that we can plug into it on Flow Racing. But yeah, what an event. When we had that first double, the chaos in the cornfield up at Eddyville, you got the feeling this was some kind of magic. And can you imagine this event at the Texas Motorplex with Nitro Chaos and Funny Car Chaos, and both together on the same card at the legendary House of Speed? Oh my goodness, that is going to be epic.
It is going to be epic. And I already see storylines of who decides to go where. Joey Haas is a defending Funny Car Chaos Classic winner if he chooses to enter the funny car side of things. Kevin Kinsley in the War Wagon, which we know that they compete regularly in Nitro Chaos as an altered. They are the defending A-Field champions of the Funny Car Chaos Classic. So there's some interesting storylines with that event now being a double for sure.
Well, and another thing is, one of the things that I always think about is, do we qualify 32 funny cars and 24 Nitro Chaos? Could we have our first ever C field in Nitro Chaos? Because that just very well might happen. The possibilities are endless, but that's going to be a do not miss kind of event right there. Great news.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, David, as always, good to be on Chaos Live with you. And thanks to our guests, Jagger Naves and Chris and Krista Massarella, for their time. Man, a pleasure once again.
Absolutely. My pleasure, Lee. Thank you so much for all you do at the track and in the social media world and every place else you go. I'm not sure how Chris and Krista get it done, but I could say the same thing about you because you're just about everywhere all the time. A pleasure to have all of you in Chaos Nation joining us for this episode tonight. We will be back probably next week with a results show and a preview of MoCant, as we've got 4 races in 5 weeks, and there's just a lot to get done and a lot to talk about. So we'll let you know. We'll get that schedule posted. But we'll see you at the Chaos. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will catch you at the races. Good night, everyone.
Funny car fans, this one's for you. For the first time ever on the East Coast, Funny Car Chaos. Blast through the gates of Maryland International Raceway. Friday night and Saturday, August 25th and 26th. 40 outlaw funny cars. Yes, 40 are pre-entered for this 2-day festival of horsepower, which also features jet funny cars, nostalgia racing, our car show, and much more. Tickets and more info at GoRaceMIR.com. This is the race you've been waiting for. You know what to do. Be there.